Oh, my drop shot is producing pretty good here. That's a nice little perch right there. I'll take him for sure. I'm gonna get about a half a dozen and maybe even 10 or 12 of these things here this morning. Life is good. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to NTS Adventures. Well, back from the Caribbean. We had a great time. Matter of fact, I haven't even been back a week yet, and starting to get ready for our next adventure, which was originally going to be heading west of the valley here to North Bay to visit an old friend and fish with him on Lake Nipissing. And then we were going to head north to Temagami and spend a night out there. However, we've learned that the ice conditions aren't great in either lake. Nipissing, my understanding is it's so-so, but not good enough to get out to where we want to fish. So after some deliberation, we've decided that we're going to kibosh that trip, unfortunately. And just a couple hours ago, we made a decision, a last-minute decision, that we're going to head out to one of our favorite walleye lakes in the area, Lake Clear, near Eganville, Ontario. Now, Lake Clear is a decent walleye factory. It was much better 30 years ago, but it's been fished hard because it's easily accessible. But we still do have good days on that lake. So myself and a couple other brothers, we're going to head out there and we're going to give her a go for 24, 26 hours and see what happens. In the meantime, as you can see, I'm getting packed up here, just going through my odds and sods and whatnot, and making sure everything's good to go so that I'm completely self-sufficient on the ice, which is how I really like to be. Got the toboggan getting ready, or the tub they call it, a minor repair on my tent with the 13x8. I got the charger, the flasher charging up. I got the batteries charging up. I got my drill ready, some snacks. You guys know the drill. We're getting ready to go on the ice. So hope you guys stay with us for half hour, 20 minutes, whatever this ends up being. And hey, we'll see you on the ice. Let's have a good time. So I think we nailed it that time, 15.3. And I know that about 30 meters behind me is 20 feet. And going straight forward there is probably going to start rising up into 10 and 7. So we'll have some flexibility to move our dead sticks around. We'll be fishing with our live sticks, i.e. handhelds inside our tents, because it's a pretty cold weekend here in the Ottawa Valley. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay here. I'm a little bit further away from the structure. I've never typically fished out this far, but everything else I've been doing this year hasn't been working. So when the fish are playing tricks, I play tricks back. I'm gonna get things set up here. It's freaking cold out here right now. It's about minus 14 Celsius, which in its own right isn't very, very cold. However, you throw some wind chill in there, we're probably sitting around minus 20. I'm gonna let Maggie off here. She can take a little bit of a run, maybe empty her bladder, and then we'll get the shelter up. Stay tuned. Maggie's saying hello to everybody. Maggie, say hello to everybody out there. The 200 people that watch our channel. This is our good girl Maggie. She's 8 months old. She's a beautiful shepherd. Whoop. Apparently she doesn't want to talk to us. We're going to get the hut set up and get warm. I think I mentioned in a video probably about 2 months ago. It was called Second Ice Rainbow Attempt. Maybe that was the video, maybe not. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, I spent 3 years up in the Arctic on exercising sovereignty. And in that time there, I logged approximately 480 days in the back of a snow machine, boat or other means, patrolling the north and working with the Inuit people, the Inuit people from all across the north. And I learned to respect them a tremendous amount, the knowledge they have on the land. And one thing that I learned, and I always take to the bank when I'm out here, is they always teach you when it's this cold out, which again, this is pretty cold, but the wind chill, you got to work slow. Because if you don't work slow, you're going to sweat. And if you sweat, there's a potential you're going to get cold. And if you get real cold, you can die. Now, it's not a big issue here, obviously, because I'm going to set a tent up. I'm going to get nice and warm. But if you're out a little further from somebody, and like in this case here, I am alone right now, you want to be cognizant of that. So work slow or die, we used to say. When it's cold, work slow or die. So now what I do, and again, everybody has their own way of doing things, but this is one thing that I like to do, is I put a twist in my lines here. And what happens when and if the wind picks up, it's not going to make that whistling and vibrating sound. Kind of prevents that. I don't know the physics behind it, but that's the way she works. So now what are we going to do? If you notice, I got no snow to put on the edge of my flaps. So one thing that I've learned in years of doing this, and well, quite truthfully watching a lot of YouTube, is I'm going to drill a whole bunch of small holes along the edge here, probably about 6 inches deep, and all that slush and fine ice that's going to come out, I'm going to use it to fill the my flaps. And once it's done, you'll have a better understanding. Well, you probably already understand it now, but we'll see how she goes when I get her done. And there you go. I didn't think you guys needed to see me drilling all these, but it's kind of a pathetic sight to see with all my injuries. But anyway, here working it slow, like I said, nice and slow. Got lots of time. It's a little ways off till prime time, so just taking my time. Went around, drilled a couple holes, not too deep. You don't want to punch yourself a little floating piece of ice here in the middle of the lake, because well, that would be no good. So you want about 4 to 6 inches, and now we're going to use all that ice we made, which is basically, it is ice and it's a little heavier than snow, so you won't need as much, and I'll put on the flaps. One thing I also want to note is I decided to put my crampons on, or my I don't know what you call them, ice picks or cleats, or anyway, I put on my ice cleats. We'll call them ice cleats, because as you can see, we've had quite a few warm days. Here we go, girl, you're getting tangled up here. We've had a couple warm days here in the valley. Matter of fact, I went up to, I think, plus 10 the other day. So hang on, girl, we're gonna get you out of here. So obviously it's melted off all the snow, and now we got pure ice. So it's pretty slippery, and in order to make sure I don't fall, because like I said, I am alone, even though I have communications, it would kind of suck. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry on with my cleats. I'm going to shovel the snow / ice on my flaps, and then we're going to build the floor. Stay tuned. All right, so working slow. We got the floor in, which looks decent. It's really nice to have this material, these exercise mats, I guess is what people call them. Now a lot of people are getting the even thicker ones, but these are, I guess, I don't know, 1/4 inch. I don't know, I don't use imperial. They're about maybe 9 mil thick, and yeah, so very comfortable. Well, set up ish. I guess it can't really, doesn't really qualify as dialed in because I don't have a rod down yet, but we're working on that. It took me a little longer than it normally does. It just was, the wind was pretty biting, and I didn't have my bit for my pegs, my screw pegs. So if any anglers are out there know what I'm talking about, when you're trying to hand bomb those things in super thick ice, or hard ice rather. It's been pretty cold here the last 24 hours. It was challenging. But anyway, I got her done. Took quite some time, but we got her dialed in there, and we're set up. Floor is down, and next priority of work is getting some rods down. So today we're targeting specifically walleye. However, this portion of the lake we're fishing is quite good for ling cod, and we will probably catch a couple of those throughout the night. They'll come in when it starts to get real dark, and they're a real fun fight. And I've caught some decent ones. Probably caught I don't know, maybe 8, maybe 10 pounds. Like I've said before on the channel, we don't really weigh fish, but it was a nice one. It was we showed it in the last video on Lake Clear 2022. Anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to put a dead stick outside, and then we're going to put a big old treble on it. You guys can see that, but just a little dab of color, small little chartreuse spoon. We're going to put a big old minnow on there, slightly on the tail, and we're just going to let him swim. We're going to put a little bit of weight on there, not too much, because I want him to have the ability to swim around. But I'm just going to drop a little bit, about 12 inches above the hook, and just enough to get it down there a little quicker, and then yeah, we won't hinder his ability to swim around, because this is effectively the most natural, or one of the most natural presentations that you can use when you're fishing. So we'll give it a go, and we'll get this on the dead stick right away, and see what happens. Well, we are officially dialed in, like I mean really dialed in. Dead sticks are down, guys are jigging in their tents. And yeah, as you can see, the sun is setting here on Lake Clear. So we're going to get ready for the evening bite, and hopefully it's decent. Never know. Like I said, this lake is truly is hit and miss. I've had some really good nights out here, and I've had other nights where I've just basically sat in my tent and jigged all night. But it's okay. It is. Like I tell you guys all the time, that's just the icing on the cake. Look at this. Beautiful. A week ago I was on the Caribbean Ocean, 32 degrees, having a shower on the back deck of the Caribbean Princess. 7 days later I'm out here, minus 16 degrees Celsius, Lake Clear, crystal clear ice, hard ice, cold wind. You gotta love the modern age. Life is good. We'll get some fish. Just had some activity on that dead stick there, which I brought inside because I didn't feel like cleaning the hole every 5 minutes. I'm guessing Perch. There it goes again. I'll wait till there's a bigger pull on that before I set that hook. Don't want to get too impatient here, because who cares about 3-inch perch, right? Well, I guess I'm technically on the board, which is good. But this guy gets to swim away and live another day. Just a little guy, little wee perch, or perch-a-rooney. Yeah, she's nighttime. Lake Clear. Beautiful moon out. Me and Regimental Brothers are hunkering in for the night. Hear lots of heaters. Lots of heaters going. Nothing but steam come out of Mark's tent. Just heating her right up. But that moon is beautiful. Holy. Yes, sir. Nice to be out here. Holy cow. Check out that.
It's what, -10 C right now?
Yeah. Heard some commotion over in Mark's tent. We're gonna go check it out. Oh, that's a beauty, man.
Look at that.
Holy. That must have been a nice little scrap, eh?
Well, not really.
Did you just lug it up? Did you think you had a big walleye on or what?
I had a healthy sized walleye on. I was fooled.
Well, you like those things anyway.
Yeah, they're good eating.
Yeah, that's a big whitefish, dude.
It's a freaking huge whitefish.
I bet you that's going 5, maybe 6.
No.
What do you think? No?
I'm going to say 3 because they're skinny,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
They're slim.
Yeah, but he's got a belly on him, man.
And there was a couple of them down there.
Really?
Yes.
Well, maybe they'll come around to us. Holy
Maybe
cow.
they will. I'm just going to flop him in the corner.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome, Mark. Holy cow. Yeah. That's a beauty, man.
That's a big whitefish.
That's a nice whitefish.
That was big.
Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen a whitefish that big, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I've seen them. I mean, that's the size we were getting them up in Nipigon.
Yeah, I guess so, eh?
Yeah, I'm going, holy shit.
Huh.
Now I got to find a towel.
That's pretty cool. That's cool, man. Perch will get on my line. All right, girl. Let's head back. Oh, that's a cracking going on. There you go. Heat monger much. Oh, Maggie. I'll tell me that isn't the most cozy thing you've ever seen in your life. Standing out here, -14, -15. And you walk in here. And look at this. Look at this. Nice and warm in here. Probably sitting at 18, 19 degrees up top here. Maybe even a little more. 0 down there, obviously, but that's okay. Like I said, I put some boot heaters on and away we go. So, morning. About 7 a.m. Sunday morning. End of February, Lake Clear, Eganville, 2024. There, that pretty much sums it up. Crisp morning out this morning. It's about -15 Celsius. A little bit of a wind. Got a little bit gusty last night. I heard Kevin up messing with his tent. I don't know if he had to reset some cords or whatnot, but that's what was going on there. I think I only heard Mark once, but other than that, I think everybody in camp slept pretty good. Maggie doing her morning business. So yeah, it's beautiful, just beautiful. I love waking up like this and seeing this. It's something to cherish, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna get back in the tent. Got water on, my coffee. Got my dead stick down already. Do some jigging, see if I can get into some more in walleye here. We'll see how she goes. Maggie loves her yogurt too. Every morning I wake, I have my yogurt. She gets to lick the lid and the empty container. That's what we do. We spoil our dogs. That's my good girl. That's my girl. Morning, Perch. Just come up on my drop shot here. Just having a coffee with a friend and the old rod goes dunk, dunk, dunk. So that's 2 for me. I'm on the board 2 times. They're loving this drop shot here. Oh, he's just a tiny little guy. He kicked off, I think. Yeah, he ripped me right off. Look at that. Well, that's okay. We'll reset. We've got a whole school of them back down here right now. Oh, my drop shot is producing pretty good here. That's a nice little perch right there. I'll take him for sure. I'm gonna get about a half a dozen and maybe even 10 or 12 of these things here this morning. They're all fired up. We'll hang on to them, and you know, we'll get some really nice little fillets out of these guys. I'll take these guys all day long, no problem. We'll keep her going.
You're up.
Another percheroonie. Just little guys, but this guy might be a little bit too small. Trying to get into, you know, try and get into that 7-incher or more maybe. This guy's probably not quite good enough for an eater in my opinion anyway, but that's kind of where I'll start. But this guy can go back and live another day. Some people would keep him, but just not comfortable with that. I'll wait till I got 7. But we'll probably get a few more here this morning. Oh, you really gotta like these Cabela's bags. No, Cabela's doesn't sponsor me. Trust me. But I do like it. They make them extra big. And it always seems that when you're packing stuff up, it's always a little, things are a little more bulky when you're going to leave. I don't know why it's that way. Anyway, I'll need 2 hands for that. I'm gonna see what the boys are doing over here. I think they got some fish for me. Well, there you have it, guys. Another adventure complete. Another not too serious adventure for sure. Nothing high speed here. Decent 27 hours on the ice though. Mark got a nice big whitefish, decent ling, and we probably got about, between all of us, maybe a dozen perch, and I think Kevin got 1 walleye. So not a total bust, but I think we probably got 1 more day on the hard water. I think we're gonna go try to do some splake on Tuesday or Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get that on camera. But that's it for this. Maggie just about took me off my feet. Anyway, that's it for this adventure, guys. Remember, I always say here, everybody, life is hard, have fun, and support your troops. Colin out. Oh, gosh. He was just too heavy.
That was your fault.